Good evening, everyone. Can we all settle down, please? Take your seat. I want to apologize that we don't have enough chairs, but we'll try and get through this meeting as quickly as possible. Joan, can we have roll call, please?
Charles Long.
Here.
Chris Mortensen. Michael Shaw.
Here.
Priscilla Manuelito. Kevin Mitchell.
Here.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Call the meeting to order at this time. Kevin, can you lead us in the pledge and then salute to the flag, please? Thank you, Kevin. Board members, let's go down to item number 2, approval of the agenda for this evening's meeting. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. President, I would like to approve the agenda.
Okay, motion's been made by Michael Schaaf to approve the agenda for this evening's meeting. Roll call, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes. Thank you, board members. We have approved our agenda. And let's go down to 2A, recognition of students, staff, and others.
President Long, members of the board, audience members, this is an exciting evening for us to recognize students for their accomplishments. This isn't just an accomplishment, this is a very important accomplishment. These students have achieved something that most New Mexican students do not achieve, and that is an advanced score on the state PARCC exam for math and or reading. It is a difficult test. It's actually one of the most difficult tests in the country of the United States of America. And for all you parents out there, most of you probably took some sort of state exam when you were in high school or elementary or mid-school. This test is 2 grade levels more difficult than what you took when you were in school. And so these students have accomplished something very important, not only for themselves, but this test tells you whether you are on track to go to college and whether you're ready for college. And just a proficient score shows that you're on track, and these students have received an advanced score. One of the important things about this particular exam this last year, these students here were a part of the largest increase or growth rates for Gallup McKinley County Schools in its history. These students were at the top. There are several hundred other students that were a part of that group, but these students were a part of history for Gallup McKinley County Schools. Yeah, that could work. In fact, this evening on the back wall, you can see our growth rate. This is 1 year and 2 year. The blue side on the left is growth in English language arts, and on the right side, the green charts show the growth over 1 and 2 years in mathematics. Gallup McKinley County Schools is represented by the pink bar graph. So those other bars on those graphs are representative of the other 9 large districts in the state of New Mexico. And so if you look at ELA on the left-hand side, over 1 year and over 2 years, our students grew faster than any other large district in the state of New Mexico. And in mathematics, we came in number 3 of all the large districts in the state of New Mexico, the top 10. Just as a couple examples, it's sometimes people talk about Gallup McKinley, the school district and the area, as being one of the most impoverished communities in not only the state but in the country. But we are very, very close, within 1 year of surpassing school districts in English language arts, for example, like Santa Fe Public Schools, a very wealthy district, and also Hobbs, another very wealthy district in the state of New Mexico. And so our students are accomplishing a lot, and we appreciate them and the teachers and the parents who support these students and teach these students. I want to give a little bit of a plug, or not a plug, but something to the students. I want you to think about this. Not everybody needs to go to college to be successful, but I want to give you a little statistics for you to think about, whether you're an elementary school or whether you're a high school student. For those students who go to college and graduate with a 4-year degree will make $1 million more than somebody who just graduates with a high school diploma over their career. That's on average. If you go into something like engineering, you'll make $2 million more in your career than somebody who just graduates with a high school diploma. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't be successful either way, but on average, the success rate is quite high at any education you receive. There are several occupations nowadays in the country where you can get an associate's or get a technical school right out of high school, and you can, 1/3 of those jobs earn more than somebody that even earns a bachelor's degree. So there's lots of options for students these days. So again, I want to thank the students for their hard work and their accomplishments. I want to thank the parents and families who support your students and who support Gallup McKinley County Schools. And I just have one ask of the students here tonight. At some time tonight, if you would take the opportunity to thank your families and parents for the support. Whether you're young or old, sometimes we take our parents for granted and our families for granted. And so I just ask you to do that for me and for the district. We appreciate it. So we're going to get started. We're going to, maybe they have better directions over here of how it's going to happen. We're going to call each student up and recognize them. And then at the end, we want all the students to come up so we can take a picture at the front. So if you don't mind sticking around while we go through about 100 or so students, we go through tonight names. If we say your name wrong, we apologize. If you want to have us say it the right way, just let us know and we'll restate it up here at the microphone. But we'll have each student come up, receive the reward, shake mine and the board members' hands, and then you can go back to your seat, and at the end we'll have all of you come back up. And board members, any other comments before we start?
Any comments? Kevin?
No.
Gushi?
Okay, so the following students have exceeded expectations in Park English Language Arts. Catherine Alonzo. T. Aragon. Callista Autry. Wadia Aish. Jessica Begay. Brianna Billy. Mark Russell Bond. Tamara Chischili. Michelle Curley. Nancy DePauli. Rebecca Estrada, Alexa Ganzon, Haley Gomez, Rebecca Gonzalez, Savannah Griego, Sydney Hammer, okay, through the group. Antonia Hatch, she's there. Alexis Henderson, Brianna Hernandez, Josiah Howard, Josiah's right there. Yeah. Right there. Autumn James, Shane Jones, Lydia Lamson, Jacob Largo, Zyla Lejeune, Eric Lee, Mateo Loera, Elijah Lopez, Faith Lopez, Christina Maldonado, Rebecca Manning, Trevane Manuelito, Wilhelmina Martinez, Joel Mendoza, Amy Mitchell, Danielle Morgan, Annalise Nez, Madeline Nielsen, Caroline Nopa, Ann Paul, Emilio Resendez, Mia Rios Castillo, Lisbeth Sanchez, Adela Senna, Adela Senna, Brandy Shirley, Melanie Silgo, Melanie Salago, apologies. Clint Slaughter, Jaden Slaughter, Shayanna Tahi, Bianca Torres, Hayden Villanueva Chavez, Darian Sosi, Nina Triplett, Jeremy Zaretta, Haley Williams, Micah Williams, Elijah Whitewater, okay, this next group of students exceeded expectations on Park Math. Ethan Begay, Zoe Bitsy, Ember Bond, Cooper Boyd, Rayleigh Cheesemore, Merles Clemon, David Grayson Jr., Markel James, Cameron Jones, Isaac Jones, Braden Jones, Slathan Lamson, I apologize, Stathan Lamson, Hunter Lee, Caden Maloney, Robert Rivera, Michaela Rowe Garcia, Lily Shaheen, Benson Trong, Trinity Viacana, Tamia Washburn, Okay, this next group of students exceeded expectations on the NMSBA science test and the Park ELA test. Gabrielle Josiah Amper, Elizabeth Anderson, Langam Bitsoy, Aiden Gishi, Landon Sackett, Isabel Silentman, Daniel Helfenbein, Jaden Holtsoy Henry, Tegan Hudson, Cole Morgan. Carlos Rivera. Gabriela Sanchez. James Worling III. This next group of students exceeded expectations on Park Math and Park ELA. Cassandra Castaneda. That's her mom.
That's funny.
Sina Joins. Isaaca Sitsu. Kiara Sloan. Lauren Trimble. And this last student exceeded expectations on the NMSBA Science, Park ELA, and Park Math tests. Kirsten Gordo.
And if we could have all students come back up to the front for a group picture, please. If we can get the tallest individuals in the back and the less tall individuals in the front. If you don't know by now. You do a landscape. All right, everybody, I'm going to ask you a huge favor, okay? On the count of 3, I want you to say, I am GMCS, okay? 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much to everyone who came out tonight, and thank you to each and every one of you students who worked very hard, and we're very proud of you. You guys may go back to your seats. Please feel free to help yourself to refreshments.
That was good, everyone. I want to thank the parents for supporting their children, being here with them. And from the board, we want you to continue to support your kids. Even when they get old, they're still going to be your kids, so always remember that. Remember to tell them that you love them and work with them. I want to thank you all. And I want to thank the students for coming up here. Those are quite accomplishments that you've made, and we are very proud of you. Remember, as a board, our priority are kids, students. Yeah. Did you get it? Oh, okay. You didn't get in a fight over it, did you?
From
Over
Peru, I know
toys.
where you're from. And what did you get at Fort Scott?
Oh, okay.
Good for her. What grade are you in now? 8th grade. Good for you for 7th grade. Passing the ELA is hard. Congratulations. She should. I know. I didn't mind. Yeah. It's a great school. If you need a letter of recommendation, you just have to.
Thank you, parents. Thank you, those in the audience. Thank you for coming. And you're always welcome to our board meetings. So thank you. We still have a meeting, so if everybody can take your seats, or if you're going to leave, do so. I think we still have some refreshments in the back. You're welcome to that.
Not yet.
Did you say throw it? Burrito. Okay. We're going to reconvene our meeting as soon as Kevin gets his snacks and all that. Hey Bart, are you getting the hang of it? Are you getting? Oh, okay. Gushing.
No, nothing. Yeah, probably good. Do you have some? Good.
Okay, let's have some order in the meeting room, please. We're going to start our meeting again. We're down to item number 3. Board members, we do have 2 meeting minutes to approve. And let's start with A, the September 2018 special meeting minutes.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the September 20th, 2018 special meeting minutes.
Okay, motion's been made. Roll call, John.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Okay, thank you, board members. Let's go down to number B, October 16, 2018 regular meeting minutes. Board members?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the October 16th, 2018 regular meeting minutes.
Okay, motion's been made. A roll call, John?
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Okay, thank you, board members. We approve our meeting minutes. Let's go down to number 4, consent agenda items. I believe that we all had our board packets a few days before the meeting. What is the pleasure of the board?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items 4A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E, 4F, and 4G.
Okay, a motion's been made by Michael Schaaf to approve the consent agenda items. Roll call, John.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, board members. Let's go down to study circle. Public comment. We have one public comment. Elizabeth, you have the floor.
Thank you, board members, for taking the time to listen. I just want to explain an event that our president of the GMCS board has already attended, and Mr. Charles Long has went to the 2017 McKinley County Water and Energy Awareness Day. It's based off of Project WET, which is water education for teachers. It's a curriculum, and it's an event where you have hands-on learning. It's kind of learning when you're a child that you wish all classes would do. You know what I mean? You can actually put your hands in a plastic sand and learn how water rolls downhill, and how do you stop erosion? What do you do with a live, small-scale demonstration where you can fry a hot dog? You know, how do you stop a child from hurting themselves? It's hands-on, fun education, and it's having 5 educational field trips in one place at Red Rock Park. So it's just a fabulous event, and we had last year the National Weather Service teach our children. We had Sandia Laboratories. We had our Forestry Service, the City of Gallup Water, Wastewater, and Bureau of Reclamation, just to name a few. We had 21 presenters, and those presenters took their time to do this on their own. So the issue is testing. That's a priority. I understand from our board and our superintendent that we have asked the classes in the past, 14 years we've done this, we're going to be on our 15th, to work around your priority, which is testing. Another issue you have is security lately. I understand that that's going to be a big issue. We are going to be inviting our police department to be secure and walk around. In the past, we've had them come and, you know, watch the event and partake of the goodies and stuff like that as a thank you, as well as the fire department's there on a regular basis. And in the past, we've also had our City of Gallup security, hired security company, they volunteer their time for this event. So that is a checklist that's high on our priority as well, to keep the kids safe. It'll be in April, but the reason I'm here is, may I please ask for permission to email and communicate with the teachers, the 4th, 5th, mid-school, and high school teachers, students, to get them to come and coordinate all this stuff with them, as well as the presenters. That's critical for this event to even happen. So I'm asking, please, if I could have that, to do this event. It's a free event. In the past, we've given the New Mexico Water Conservation Alliance, a 501c3, has given your school bus people $1,900. We pay to make your kids come for free. So it's a win-win for everybody. And the interesting thing is, one of the Bureau of Reclamation ladies that teaches water conservation from Phoenix comes here on a regular basis, says a lot of the kids don't even know water education. That's how important an event like this is. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
You. That's it. No questions, I guess. Okay, thank you for that presentation. Let's go down to 5B, reports.
President Long, members of the board, last meeting you had asked for a grads update and an overview of the program, and so I've asked Shannon McFarland, our coordinator for early childhood, to spend a few minutes. She has a PowerPoint, and she's also giving you a copy of that PowerPoint in a black folder with some information about the students that are parents, and also the children that are part of this program or child care. So, Shannon, thank you for being here.
Excuse me. Good evening, board and participants. As Mr. Hyatt said, my name is Shannon McFarland, and I work with our early childhood programs in our district. If you look at the PowerPoint that you have and the PowerPoint projected, It's just an overview of what our grads program is at Central High. And it's funded by the Public Education Department and CYFD and district funds. So this is an overview of grads, the mission for the state, and we work with kids. We work with teens that are either expecting children or have children to ensure that they finish their education and become self-sufficient adults with their families. These are the four main components. The first one, intervention, is again to support expecting or parenting teens. We do have a child development center on site at Central. It has a fatherhood component, which is above and beyond the case management of the moms who are expecting to support the fathers in this, and career and college readiness. They do use a research-based curriculum, and this slide is kind of an overview of what the curriculum is, and it is provided by the PED. Now, the data that I'm going to show you is from last school year, because we get our data compiled at the end of the year, each year, and by the person that runs the program out of Socorro. So this is last year's graduation rates. It's overall New Mexico was 82%. Our Central High program was 75%, and nationwide it was 40%. So, and this is just our graduating seniors. Last year we had a large group of graduating seniors. This year we won't have as many graduating seniors. So, this is the number of students in our Central program for last year was 39. Total, plus our 39 in the state was 356. And we also have, just so you know, we also have a program for 6 parent educators that also work with 120 families all around the county. So this is a breakup of the gender for the students that attended the grads program. And then by ethnicity. And this is something I learned last week at a training, that we do accept children who are expecting ages 12, and we can keep them to age 24 in the program to support them. And then if you look at the other pie graph chart, it tells you the percentage of students we had in each grade level, starting from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and then we had post-grad students. This year, we currently have 20, these are teens, 20 students on case management, and 17 that attend the class in the in-classroom, so for a total of 37 teen students that the program serves. The number of grads children, the number of grads teens using our child care center, last year we had 39 students that utilized that were participating in the grads program. 23 of their children at one time or another participated in the child care that's on site at grads. This year we have 37 teen students enrolled in the program, and we have 10 students that attend throughout the year, about 6 on average daily. So this next slide is kind of a breakup of how we have the funding. And so we do get an instructional component from the grads program, and it shows you what we have there. We do get a child care component. And this year, which we didn't get last year, we got the Grads Plus. So that's dependent on funding from the federal government. So this year we were able to get it, which is $16,000. The CYF reimbursement for the child care center is for the number of students that we have attending. Depending on their services, we get a lump sum, we get an amount for each student back. And so this year we have around $76,000 in there that covers 2 FTE to make sure that we have staff in the child care at all times. We also, the meals are funded through CYFD also, but that's on a reimbursement. So it depends on how many meals are funded throughout the month. Then the district bills for that, we get reimbursed by CYFD. So that's something I just couldn't get an amount on yet. We also use operational funds for the child care staffing, which right now is about $33,000 to have another half-time person in there in the morning, which is a requirement of the license for CYFD to keep a child care on site. And the fund usage, you can see on the right side, it's for salaries, meals for the children, infants and toddlers that participate in the program, instructional supplies for the grad students, and classroom supplies for the child care facility, case management, which happens pretty much after hours and during the summer. It goes into 2 weeks during the summer. Fatherhood services, which are above and beyond, working with the teen moms, encouraging the fathers, and then college and career readiness. That also goes with travel for the teacher and the students so that they can go visit the colleges or the trade schools that they would like to attend. And then one of the big things that the CYFD supports in both our parent educator program and our grad program is infant mental health to support healthy babies and healthy families. This is my last slide, so thank you for your support, and do you have any questions?
Board members, questions, comments? Kevin?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to comment and say that I think you guys are doing a tremendous job for these students that we have and keeping them in school with their children, and I thank you for that.
Thank you. It has, I'm just one small part of this whole program. We have teachers and parent educators that go and work with our students, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that. I also want to thank the assistant superintendents. I usually do that at the beginning of the meeting, but somehow I forgot it. Giovanna, Pauletta, Tim, Gerald, yeah, thank you for being here. And other school district staff in the audience, yeah, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And IEC members that are here, yeah, thank you for coming. I want to thank our superintendent and Joan, too, for being here. Yeah. Board reports.
I don't have anything.
Okay, no reports. And then 5.3 is notices and communication. We have Veterans Day on November 12th. Thanksgiving break, November 19th through the 23rd. Our next regular meeting is on the 26th. And then the New Mexico School Board Association Annual Convention in Albuquerque, December 7th and 8th. So that's notices. Let's go down to old business. Approving 2 board members to serve on the Budget Committee.
Mr. President, I would like to nominate Charles Long and Chris Mortensen for the Budget Committee. I think Charles, with his experience, 12 years as a county clerk, treasurer, yeah. And Chris Mortensen with his accounting degree, I think they would make good members for the Budget Committee.
President Long, members of the board, a couple quick things. I apologize for doing this after the motion. First of all, this is for the next audit cycle during the 19-20 school year. 2019 year, the current committee will stay on throughout the rest of this audit session. So I just want to make sure that's clear. We didn't delineate that within the agenda. In addition, we need to make sure there's two different things happening here. One is an action item to approve the naming of 2 board members, and then the nominations, and then an action on that, those names. So I apologize for that. I should have said that sooner. So we first need a motion for having 2 board members serve on the budget committee.
I'd like to make a motion to have 2 board members serving on the budget committee, starting the date. Do you know the date that they would start? After
It
the
depends. Every audit cycle is a little bit different, but this is for this year's audit will be next year. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
year's audit really was for last
Yes.
year, so we're doing it for the audit cycle in 2019. Does that sound fine, Giovanna? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Call for the vote.
Roll call.
Oh, yeah, roll
Mr.
call.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Okay, board members.
Now I would like to make a motion for naming board member Charles Long and Chris Mortensen for the budget committee.
Motion's been made by Michael Shaw. Roll call, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Okay, board members. Let's go down to new business. Approval of quitclaim deed merely vests ownership of the property on which Sunnyside operates the school as recommended by Gallup Title Company. Board members?
Members of the board, if I could just give you a quick overview of this particular item. You may or may not know that we do own property on the north side of town. The Head Start currently occupies some buildings, provides service for the community through the Head Start program. And the lease expired, and so we are working through a new lease. And as we were going through that process, there was some missing paperwork in the county for the title, the deed, and so we need to do a quitclaim deed in order to show ownership of that property. And so that's the purpose of this action item. So it's a pretty simple process.
Okay, board members?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the quitclaim deed for the Sunnyside property.
Okay, motion's been made by Michael Shaw. Roll call, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes. Thank you, board members. We go down to item number B. Approve the permit cash transfers as listed in NMPED Form 994 cash. Giovanna?
President Long, members of the board, Superintendent Hyatt, and members of the audience, this form is required as we reconcile and review any discrepancies that we have in our general ledger where there's a possibility where we may have been over-reimbursed from PED on various grants. And so this is something that I do on a regular basis to make sure that all of our grant revenues are correct and that they balance. So what will happen is if the board chooses to approve this evening, it'll go to PED. PED will approve it, and then I'll transfer funds back to PED as necessary.
Okay, thank you, Giovanna. Questions, comments, board members? If not, what is the pleasure of the board?
A motion to approve.
Negotiating motion's been made by Kevin Mitchell. Roll call, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Thank you, board.
Thank you. And I believe that concludes our meeting for this evening. Board members?
I would like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay, motion's been made for adjournment by Michael Shaw. Roll call, Joan.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
7:01.
7:01, we're adjourned. Thank you, board members. Kat, y'all have a good evening. What's left of it? And thank you for those in the audience. Thank you for